all the attention is saying, as I said before, it's not the white male who is bad. Look at all of these bad black people. You see, and we didn't mention how President Obama is being scourged in the news every day. Just negative comments about him nonstop every single day. That's the first thing you can anticipate hearing in the media. There's something negative about President Obama. Again, bad black male, bad black male, bad black people, bad black people. And I think that what is very, very, very important is that as black people, we do not have, we don't have a, shall I call it a unified narrative. You see, we keep focusing, if we were focusing as black people, if we were focusing by saying we know that we are in a system of racism, white supremacy, and these are the things that we can anticipate happening 24/7. You see, as long as we are focusing and thinking we are in a democracy, then we keep scratching our heads and saying, well, why is this happening? And why is this happening? Why is this happening? If we were focusing on, we understand we are in a system of racism, white supremacy. The system of racism is most fundamentally about is white genetic survival and preventing white genetic annihilation. Because of this, there has to be a continuous attack on black male persons by any and all means necessary, inclusive of killing black males at will. See, if we were focused in that way and we articulated that, instead of, you know, you have a large number of black people who do not want to focus on racism. And this is why the Attorney General, Eric Holder, said, are we a nation of cowards being unable to focus on and talk about racism? See, if we were talking about racism in a comprehensive way, and if we were saying that we understand, see, it's like the white people go on and on and on talking negatively about black people in general, black men in particular, and we don't have a checkmating response overall. I mean, people like yourself, of course you do, because you are one of the courageous few that has a program where racism, white supremacy is being talked about. But on the whole, most black people are not talking about racism and are fearful of talking about racism because of fear of white retaliation. And this is what I feel that it's the most important thing, that we need to have a breakthrough. And this is a golden opportunity at this particular point in time when all of these things are happening. Now, what people ought to be looking at is there are almost no white people that have just been shot and killed by black police officers. None. So this ought to say to us, wait a minute, we need to be saying, why is this happening? And I would say beyond police officers need training. They have training. They don't shoot white people, but they are shooting black people and shooting black men, black children. So I say the reason is because when the white collective looks at black men, they see enemy of the state. Enemy of the state of racism, white supremacy. Enemy of the state for white genetic survival. And so the problem needs to be elevated to that level of discussion. And see, that, I believe, that begins to put a brake on the behavior of white people. As long as we don't let the mirror reflect back, we understand exactly why you have to engage in this behavior. It's not a mystery. Do you see that you can go to the discussion of Norm Stamper if you have to get a white source who, in his book Breaking Rank, talked about how white police officers are trained to think about black men. So if we could elevate our discussion from the black side of the chessboard, we will be making increments, in my view. We will be making increments of progress. But as long as we don't want to call racism white supremacy for what it is and indicate that we understand in depth what this system is really all about and its absolute necessity to kill black men. See, that's like somebody going to the psychiatrist and having the psychiatrist explain to the person who's engaging in mass murder. These are the subconscious and conscious dynamics that are going on with you that are causing this kind of behavior. And this is, to me, that would be a PowerPoint for black people if we were to begin doing that, as opposed to why is it happening, and just thinking that, oh, the police officers need more training. They have enough training so that they don't go around shooting white men. And they don't go around shooting white children. So they have training. It's what is the underlying thought in the total system of racism, white supremacy, local, national, global. So that's where I would like to see our discussion go.